Testing, testing, testing live on Facebook. Okay. This is Willie Jones, and you've tuned in to another edition of the Working Woman Report. And we're live here on Facebook. And just want to remind you also that anytime we go live, you can also go to our website at Women for Progress.
Testing, testing.
Okay, it looked like
testing live on
feed.
Facebook. Okay. This is Willie Jones, and you've tuned in to another edition of the Working Woman Report. And we're live here on Facebook. And just want to remind you also that anytime we go live, you can also go to our website at Women for Progress. Testing, testing.
Okay, it looked like
testing live on Facebook. Okay. This is Willie Jones, and you've tuned in to another edition of the Working Woman Report. And we're live here on Facebook. And just want to remind you also that anytime we go live, you can also go to our website at Women for Progress. Testing, testing.
Good.
Testing live on Facebook.
I'm well.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I know everyone except for Jara. Am I saying
Jara?
Jara. Nice to meet you, Jara. I'm Shamika Reed.
Nice to meet you too. I'm excited to be here.
Hello. Me too. Excited about the conversation
Hello.
we're about to have. How's everyone doing?
Okay, I think
Good.
we got rid of that
Shamika?
feed.
I'm well.
Good to see you.
Okay, there we go. I think we got rid of that echo, and we're ready to get started. Hi, Shamika. How you doing? Hello, Shamika. How you doing?
Hey, Willie. How are you?
I'm doing well. We had a little back feed there, but I think we got rid of it, and we're ready to get going with this conversation. Remind our audience again that you've been tuned into the Working Woman Report every Wednesday right here from 12 to 1 p.m. live on Women for Progress of Mississippi page. We thank you so much for continually supporting this network, which is now a radio network that's been in place for over 11 years, that was created, produced, and hosted by women, by Mississippi women. So we're so excited to be here again today. And our conversation is around creating creative summers for youth. We want to make sure that we, at this particular time, is where we are, not only overall on a national level, but right here in the state of Mississippi, on how do we make sure that we take this opportunity this summer when our kids are going to be, they're going to be shooting out of a bullet to get going with their summers and to be actively engaged. But we want it to be a very creative time for them. We wanted to create activities and opportunities and provide resources that not only they can get healthy, both physically and mentally, but also we want to make sure that they're using their minds and really to really share a lot of the stories that they have been experiencing through COVID, maybe some of the friends and things that they have learned and all of that. So our topic today is creative summers for 2021 for youth. And I have a slate of the most amazing women as usual as part of the conversation today. We have Miss Sabrina Wright, who's the Executive Director of the Greater Jackson Arts Council. And the Greater Jackson Arts Council is the official cultural funding arm for both city and tourism dollars. They help keep our city alive. They engage and create every day. And so we're glad to have Miss Wright with us today in the conversation. Miss Mika Reed, Shamika Reed, but we call her Mika Reed, who is an amazing marketing specialist, and I think what she calls herself a serial entrepreneur, and maybe we'll have time to discuss that. But she's also, in addition to all those other things that she do, including her work at Jackson State University, she is the founder of Young and Gifted Empowerment Awards, which is a annual programming spotlighting and sharing the work of Mississippi innovative young leaders and trailblazers and entrepreneurs all over the state of Mississippi. And it's been a powerful engagement that she has created for us here in the state of Mississippi. And Miss Tundra Murphy, incredible lady, I tell you, she is so amazing. Always have great positive energy. She's an author, a motivational speaker, and a life coach. She founded the Ladybug Club, a program that encourages self-esteem and positive images for young girls. She also promotes reading and storytelling, working with the book clubs, various book clubs, and other literary organizations. And we'll learn a lot more about the work that she does in the conversation. And I'm so excited to meet today for the first time Miss Jara Miller, who is the president and CEO of the Metro YMCA of Mississippi, and which was established in 1860, a very long running organization that's a 501c that is governed by a volunteer board of directors with a geographic scope that covers 3 counties. And at the YMCAs of metropolitan Mississippi, they strengthen communities is their main cause. They make life-changing impact to children, adults, and families that they serve through programs that focus on 3 key areas: youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. So welcome, ladies, to the Working Woman Report.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's get started. You know, this hour will go by very, very quickly. I just wanted to announce I'm right now sitting in one of the offices of Mississippi Coding Academy. And DSE Training Academy and Mississippi Coding Academy has launched a new partnership where not only you have this location where I'm at here downtown, but also there'll be a location in South Jackson on 55 South. We're so grateful for that opportunity because it's going to empower people in higher paying jobs in the areas of coding. So I want you to go to our website at mscoding.org, mscoding.org. You can find out information about how you can become part of this program. Right now, they're ending their recruiting for this particular year, but I think there may be a couple of seats left. So reach out and go on and apply. If you have some young people that are coming out of high school, coming out of college, and still not sure of where they want to go and what they want to do, coding and jobs in coding is the way to go. And so there's a boot camp also that's coming up. There's 4 different boot camps that's scheduled over the month of June that gives you, once you've been approved and enrolled in the program, you can go through that week-long boot camp. And that helps you determine, is this something that I really want to invest my 11 months of time in? You get a certification for coding, and also you get placed in higher paying jobs that provides a clear pathway to employment. So check that out. And finally, before we start our conversation, I want to recognize a woman-owned business. We do that every week. A woman-owned business for this week is one of the most incredible women that you ever want to meet, Dr. Wilma Mosley Clopton. And she is the owner and creator of NMHS Unlimited Film Productions. And her website is blackhistoryplus.com. I want you to go to that website because she does so much work around the history of Mississippi and making sure that is captured and archived and shared with Mississippians, so we will not forget from where we come and where we've been, what we've been doing, the history of our ancestors and the people who have made this great state. She does a wonderful, wonderful job with that. So I want you to go to her website again at blackhistoryplus.com. We celebrate today the incredible work that she has done. And Dr. Clopton comes from a family of leaders that have empowered this Mississippi community for so many, many years. So please check her out. And then I'm excited about a program that my own little grandson has enrolled in. I said little grandson, he stands about 6'1" and 14 years old. But he is enrolled in a program with her called Digital Magic. And what that program is for young people, it program utilizes tools which students are familiar, which they use their iPhone, they use their iPad and smartphones to learn history, to research history, and also she shares with them how to use research tools. And I think their final product is a little documentary they each do on their own. So when we talk about our conversation today about creating creative summers, Dr. Clopton has done just that. And that's why we have selected her company to salute today. NMHS Unlimited Film Productions, what is doing incredible things this summer to tap into the minds and the ideas of our young people. And that class actually session started June 1 yesterday, and but she will be doing another session in the fall, another enrollment in the fall for digital magic. So you make sure you want to get tuned in for that if you think your child would be interested in it. And we know our children are walking around with iPhones and iPads and everything, even in their sleep. I constantly, when we're sitting at the table, my grandchildren are eating with one hand and the phone in the other hand, and we're constantly saying, put it down, put it down, put it down. It's almost like it's a spice for them for their food, you know. So make sure so this is an opportunity for them to really get excited about what they're already doing anyway, engaging on the different platforms. All right, so let's start our conversation today. Ladies, I would like for you to introduce what you are providing this summer. And we're going to start with Miss Sabrina Wright, because arts is going to be a big component for our children this summer. And the Greater Jackson Arts Council and Miss Wright has put together some really great programming opportunities. So I want each of you to share what your organizations or companies are providing, and then just briefly tell us what was the catalyst for that particular set of programming. Okay, Ms. Wright?
Well, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Willie, for inviting us at all. And thank you, ladies, for sharing the platform with me today to talk about some of the programs that we're doing. We're excited at the Greater Jackson Arts Council. As you know, Ms. Willie is also on our board. And we're excited about the programs that we have for the summer, this summer round. We started about 2 years ago what is called Art and Fusion Brotherhood. AIB for short. And what we do with those programs, initially we focused on the middle school African-American boys who may be a little slightly behind in academia and literacy. And so we kind of focus on creative ways to help them find their voice, help them find their enrichment tools and skills that will creatively get them motivated into learning styles and learning tools that they may need to encourage them towards learning. And so we started that, and it was a great success. They were able to do wood burning, and then they were able to do virtual reality, creating their own avatars, naming it, making sure that it represented their personalities, what they love to do. And then we gave them opportunity to do some photography, go out in the community and find some of the unique things that represent their ideas of what community looks like. And it was a success. It was a blast. We had over 30 boys participating from that program, from the initial program that actually transferred into our COVID lifestyle of virtual programming that happened last summer. And so last summer we decided that we would couple that with some college students, because most of our parents were speaking to us that the students were having a lot of challenges getting on the electronics, time management, what that looks like, being on virtual all day. And so our college students were really, really engaged in that because they had some online learning establishment already. And so we paired each one of our students with a college student that helped them kind of figure out their time management, how to have some courtesy online, what it looks like to have online learning. And so the students kind of started to get engaged with that. And so we sat down with our team to kind of figure out what we needed to do now that we're kind of easing out of the COVID land, but we still have the residuals of what that looks like, meaning that we have the loss of learning, we had the loss of contact, we had the loss of interaction, and maybe the morale for student learning has completely been depleted. And I know that parents are overwhelmed as well. And so we wanted to figure out what we needed to do this summer. And so we had an opportunity to partner with Jackson Public School District, who we love and we've always partnered with And they expanded our reach in saying, hey, listen, you were able to do this great program with our middle school boys, but how about what that looks like for the elementary and the high school? And we were like, all right, well, let's think about this. And in thinking about it, we wanted to bring in our partners, the greatest partners that we have in our roster, to help us put together a robust program, but not just a robust program, create a lifestyle that our partnerships can collaborate with our students and help us think about what students really, really want and what parents really, really need from the community standpoint. So we have an exciting models of programming for this summer. We are starting with a local artist, Sabrina Howard, who will be a artist in residence for us. She will be teaching our students on how she creates all of the great murals that she's created all over the city of Jackson. She will also be giving them a step-by-step process of how her voice is spoken through her artwork. And so our students will get an opportunity to do that and be with her. And we also have one of the ladies who's on the platform today with me, Shamika Reed. She has a great exhibit that is being shown at our museum, and it is being shown virtually as well. We are going to take our kids through this virtual tour of Young, Gifted, and Empowered, because we feel like our young kids need to be introduced to other young folks that are doing great things all around the city of Jackson, the state of Mississippi, because it is a statewide program. And so she has a great opportunity to interact with the kids and allow them to see what African-American leadership looks like from all different perspectives and walks of life. We want to introduce them to those careers, to those opportunities, and what it looks like in real life and in real time. And we will have opportunities to interact with some of those that are on the platform and in the exhibit. So we're really excited about that. And then our last and final module that we're working with students is we are tackling food justice and self-care. And in our food justice piece, we have a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to where we're building some community gardens that will go out into the community. They will actually paint these boxes that will serve as community staples, and they get to design them along with a local artist that will instruct them on how to create the voice that they would like to have in the community. They get to plant those boxes, and the boxes will live in the community. And then some of our great Women for Progress, our great 100 Black men. We have some other professionals that will come and mentor those kids and help them find out what it means to be a Jacksonian. Visit Jackson is helping us about that. What Jackson looks like. You know, we don't think about that. Our kids live in Jackson, but how do they see Jackson? What is Jackson to them? And so we are allowing our kids to give us an expression of what Jackson is, and that will be an expression in their boxes. So we're really excited about that. We have, I failed to mention, this is a great big opportunity also. The partnership that we have is with the Museum of Arts. So Greater Jackson Arts Council and the Museum of Arts are like right across the art garden together. But we've never really partnership on any programming that speaks to this tone. And so this year we're making a special effort, and we're so excited that the Museum of Art is reaching out to us and allowing us to use their space. We're creating a family event. And we're creating all kinds of great art expressions that will help our students and our greater community understand what art, the role that art plays into education and into the world that we live in and creating that culture. So I'm really excited about it. As you can tell, I have some of my students online, my intern students that will be working with us this summer. We not only have the Tougaloo students, we have students from Alcorn and Southern State University. They will be participating with our students this year. They will get an opportunity to work alongside some of those business owners and community leaders as well. And so I just tagged them in and told them to get online and show their support and their excitement, because we're going to have fun, but we're also going to get a time to learn our community and introduce the community to what young people are thinking about when they think about Jackson.
Well, Sabrina, I am so excited about the work that you are doing at Greater Jackson Arts Council. Your entire team down there is just amazing, and we really, really appreciate your leadership. I can tell by all of the programming that you just shared with us that a lot of thought and a lot of strategy went in behind what you all are doing and how you bring the different age group of youth. I mean, we're talking about youth, but even you're talking the young, very, very young people, elementary age people, and you've brought in the college students to also be empowered this summer and to be able to use their talents and their skills and their resources to empower even the young people and to really hone in what we have to make a big yahoo about is that also leadership. I mean, this builds their leadership skills. So
Right.
this is exciting, and it's exactly type of thing that when we talk about creating creative summers, that's exactly the type of program that we're looking for. I'm so excited about the families that will get to participate and the children will be able to participate in the city of Jackson, and that's exciting. Pat on the back for that work. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And we want to jump to Miss Tundra Murphy, who is this incredible lady that she has such a unique approach to engaging with young people. Almost when I see her in the groups where she's engaging with the young people, I don't know who's the adult and I don't know who's the child, because she really gets down there on their level, and she is excited, just excited as they are. And she makes them feel like they're all one and not separate by any age group or any demographic or cultural situation or whatever. So I thank you so much for all the long-term work that you've done, Ms. Murphy. So tell us about what you're doing and also for the summer, and tell us a little bit about the Ladybug Club also. You have the floor.
Oh, okay. Oh, she oh, you want a lot. Okay. And you know, I feel like I'm amongst friends because Sabrina was so excited, and I really get excited when I talk about the work and I talk about the kids, and I get to talk about some of the things that we get to do. And when the pandemic first started back in March, I said, you know, I don't think the kids are going back to school. So I created an Instagram page, Teen Connect Jackson. It's Teen Connect JXN. And I wanted to stay in touch with them. I wanted to still, you know, kind of keep up with them a little bit, see where they were, how they were doing, and those sorts of things. And so I actually taught relational health lessons live on Instagram every night.
Wow.
And they would jump in and, you know, just ask questions and, you know, inbox, and I could check on them that way. And so one of the things that taught me was, you know, while we're in this virtual setting, you know, how do we still, you know, engage them? So we were able to do those things. And so as we've eased out a little bit, I still have, you know, youth that I, you know, work with that say, you know what, Ms. Murphy, I still want to do what we did last year. And I was rolling out, you know, what I was going to do this year, and, you know, about a, you know, camp that'll go on at my office and all of that. And one of the young ladies, she sent me a message. She said, can we do what we did last year? And I'm like, well, which part? She said, all of it. And I'm thinking, now I've put all of this together, but they want to do, you know, what we've done before. And so I think it's important that we listen to the youth, because they will tell us what they want to do. They will tell us what they like, what they didn't like, and that sort of thing. And because we were doing those relational health lessons, I said, okay, well, if we're going to do what we did last year, let's tweak it a little bit. And so we'll have the Truth About Tuesdays. So we'll talk about the truth about mental health in teens, the truth about social media with teens, the truth about relationships, because even in a virtual setting, they were still really having full relationships. I work with high school students, and so I was like, okay, and I would look at the stories, and I had to get social media savvy really quick too. So I look at the stories because they wouldn't post anything, and I had to tell one young lady, I said, looks like you see your boyfriend every day. So had to, you know, of course, talk to them, you know, about that. And so still doing those virtual things. I'm still doing one-on-one coaching with teens. I do life coaching. And so a lot of them had goals that they still wanted to meet,
Mm-hmm.
even though the school year looked really different. So I work with them one-on-one, still doing home visits. I'll do Zoom, I'll do FaceTime, however they want to do it. And I'm really proud to say the young lady who is the valedictorian at Lanier High School is one of the students that I've been coaching her since January.
Wow.
And she put on her goal sheet, Miss Murphy, I want to be the valedictorian. And so just doing that, and some of them have still said, I want this one-on-one coaching, mm-hmm. this once a week coaching. So doing that. The other thing is we'll be offering a outdoor trap aerobics class. And so, which is a little different. So we'll be doing that. And so as the weather permits, if it gets too hot, we'll go inside. But that also gives an opportunity for parents and students mm-hmm. to be involved. They can do some things together. The parents love it. And then the teens say, look at my mama trying to do a little something. Because we usually do Zumba. And so we'll do that as well. But I want to encourage parents, if you want to do something really creative with your kids this summer, think about day trips. A lot of time, parents can't afford to go on a trip and spend the night and food and entertainment. But you can go somewhere that's an hour, hour and a half away from Jackson. The family plans where you're going. Mm-hmm. You pick a place that's not a chain restaurant to eat at. You find some kind of walking tour, because a lot of the areas that are hour and a half away from Jackson, they have little things you can do as walking tours. Mm-hmm. A lot of them. Matter of fact, Jackson has a couple of them. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to shameless plug the sculpture walk that's in Midtown, while we're on here. But you can do those things as well. With the local tours, with the sculpture walk, they have educational videos, reviews, and all that. You can park at one location and you can walk to those sculptures. You and your child can have a conversation. What do you see when you look at this sculpture? If you park in Midtown and do that, then you can walk up to Coffee Pros, have a sandwich, have a frappe or something like that. And you can make a day of it. So when you reached out to us earlier and said social and educational, you have the social and the educational as well. Mm-hmm. Now, Miss Willie knows I cannot come to the party and not talk about books.
That's right.
She knows I cannot come and not talk about books. This is the thing. And I think it's in elementary when they're teaching kids to read and trying to get them more involved in reading. It's a thing that they say, you read, I read, we read. So I want to flip that a little bit. Parent, you pick a book. Youth, you pick a book. Family, pick a book together. So you got your you read, your I read, and your we read. The book that the family reads together, find something in that book that they are doing. And it has not been a book that I've read where eating is not going on. If they're eating in the book, see, Sabrina's shaking her head. If eating is in the book, pick one of those recipes. Y'all get in the kitchen. Wow. Have a family night. You all do that. If they go somewhere in the book, go somewhere that's familiar or similar to that place. If it's a book that they made a movie about, read the book, watch the movie, have a conversation about the differences. And you have to make reading fun, because a lot of times kids are told, read this book. That's not what they want to read. That's not the genre. But if they get to choose something that they want to read, they're more apt to reading it. So I said, let your baby pick a book this summer that they want to read. You're going to pick what you want to read and pick something together. So, of course, the Mississippi Book Festival is August 21st. Got to put that out there. We are going live. Mississippi's Literary Lawn Party. We will be outside this year.
Wonderful.
We will. And one of the things that I'm working on with them, and I actually am the community engagement coordinator for the festival, is working with superintendents all over the state to provide a virtual experience that Friday. So students from all over the state can be involved in greeting an author, meeting an author, asking questions, that sort of thing. And then, of course, if they want to take a day trip, they can come right on down to Jackson and come to the festival. So that's pretty much what I'm doing this summer.
Oh, just
That's
a little
it.
bit. Just a little bit.
A little bit.
And I tell you, I got thrills as a grandmother when you were having the conversation, because those were so many new, fresh ideas for us as parents and grandparents, and such diverse group of ideas. So I'm just tickled to death. You have really covered it in such a broad way, and this is why we wanted to have the conversation today. So we really can touch parents, diverse parents from all over, to be able to hopefully walk away today with at least one great idea that you can help make sure that your summer is created for your children for this year. So now I want to go right to our conversation with Miss Miller. Jara, you have the floor. Tell us about the Y and what the exciting things that are going on.
Oh, there's lots of stuff at the Y. I'm so excited to be here. This is a great summer. It's kind of where we're getting back to normal. The children are happy because they do not have to wear a face mask all the time. Staff are not so happy because they still have to wear their face mask just to be safe. But it's such a great time for the children to reconnect with each other. A lot of times, you were right, they have missed out on that social connection. They've missed out on their education. And the Y is stepping up this summer. We've got a lot of programs. Our traditional summer day camps are going strong. We've added things like canoeing and kayaking and pickleball, which is in a gaga pit, which is kind of like a dodgeball, but you can get out, but you can get right back in. And we try to incorporate learning in what we're doing in our programs. So if, let's say we're playing an athletic game, a sport, and you get tagged out, well, instead of sitting on the sideline, work a math problem, solve a puzzle, and get back into the game, because children's bodies are designed to move and to be active. And so we want to give them that chance. We've got a great new program we're releasing this summer. It's called Summer Out Loud Family Challenge. So, Ms. Murphy, your idea of all the fun things, you could actually check those things off on your summer passport, where it's got activities where as a family you can make a video of your family working out together and create your own exercise video. And that brings the parents in with the children to be physically active. It might be a family food challenge where you're going to try to eat more vegetables and fruits, and see how many fruits and vegetables you can eat each day as a family. Or even just simple things like go to the park, clean up your neighborhood, take a plogging walk, which is where you pick up trash as you're walking around the neighborhood to make your neighborhood more beautiful, but you're getting your physical activity in the mix of it as well. And we've got some really neat things too with families and children. We've got boot camp programs on Saturdays at the Y, where the children can participate in a boot camp with the parents if they want to step up to the plate and take that challenge. It's pretty funny to see the children, especially the younger boys, if their parents are in the room and they kind of start talking smack to their parents about, oh, well, you can't do a push-up, or you can't do, I challenge you to do these things, and to see them come alive and the families interact with each other. We do have some educational components as well to our programs. We've got things like Kids Lit, where we're blending that reading with creating drama and plays from the books that they're reading. The children are also working on an opioid awareness PSA. Opioids are a big problem in our community, and not only with adults, but with teens. And so we want to get their voice on what they see the issues are and how to educate their peers on that topic and create some videos for that. So it's just summer around, and with the Y in summer, you've got your pools. So not only are we teaching safety around water, but swim lessons for children and adults, and just having a fun time and fun place to be as a family and for youth this summer at the Y.
And the Y has been around a long time, empowering communities and children with so many diverse activities. It's an affordable place for families. So I want to make sure that people reach out. And if you were a former participant of the Y, make sure you reach out and re-explore those opportunities that are available today. And I want to stress too that when our kids are moving and they're exercising, when we talk about the mental health of our children, it is so very important. And Sarah, I think that's one of the things that is huge when it comes to the why, is trying to connect that physical piece to that mental piece and making sure that our kids are well in those particular areas, and that doesn't take medicine that they have to take in their bodies for.
Yes, so excited and learning some great things today, and maybe some new partners. So
yeah,
thank
definitely.
You.
And then now I want to bring in the incredible Miss Shamika Reed, who has an exciting new project that she's bringing to the table for young people for this summer. So, Mika, tell us about your new project and tell how folks can get connected.
Well, thank you, Willie. Thank you for this great platform to share information. So, about our summer camp that we have coming up. So Global Gateways is, I've had this company for a few years now. It is my nonprofit. It is one of my other nonprofits that focuses on providing global experiences for students of color and students of underserved communities. I came up with this because I know that when it comes to having international experiences in the African American community, that is not very prevalent. I guess I could say, especially when you talk about students who are having global experiences for culture and academic purposes. And there's a benefit behind that. It makes a student more marketable. Students that learn different languages and have different exposures to different cultures. They are also better students in the classroom. They get better grades because of literacy. That, when you're learning a different language, it improves your reading and comprehension skills. And so last summer, we did a virtual Spanish language program, a week-long virtual Spanish language program for elementary age kids or students. And we had probably about 80 students from around the state that signed on every day to learn Spanish from our Spanish teacher who was from Colombia. So this year we wanted to do an in-person camp. So in July 5th through the 16th, and then the 19th through the 30th, we're going to be hosting a literacy, language, and culture summer camp. It is broken into two-week sessions. So parents that are interested, you can choose either July 5th through the 16th or July 19th through the 30th. And it is an all-day full in-person camp. It'll take place at the old Gallery 1 over at the old One University place next to where the Penguin used to be. And so we still wanted to be very COVID cautious. So we're only accepting 50 students per camp or per 2 weeks, 2-week sessions. And so we're really excited about it. We're going to do some things. We're going to do some virtual cultural exchange with a group of elementary age students from Mexico, from Guadalajara, Mexico. So once a week, they'll get online and practice their Spanish. We'll have a Spanish teacher that comes in every day for a few hours a day to teach them Spanish. We have literacy coaches that are going to come and be a part of the program as well, that will work with them on their reading and comprehension skills. So it is just a full day camp. We have a lot of exciting things planned. We're going to do some salsa dancing or learn different dances that are involved in the Spanish culture. They're going to make different Spanish attire. They're going to, do some things with music. So it is going to be a great time for our students, and we're really excited about being able to bring something like this to the city of Jackson, and to the students that and for the parents as well. So,
and I love this piece that you're doing, because this targets that culture piece, and and it's so important for kids to understand. And when we look at the issues that we're dealing with abroad, across this country regarding race and division and those kind of things, it is so important for us to understand the different cultures and the different races, and to really embrace our differences. And then we find out, and most time with children, is there is no differences. We're part of the human race, and all the different rainbow of colors and talents and resources that we have within our selves. It just makes this big, huge rainbow, which also always makes us smile, always brings joy to us. And that's how we should look at our culture, is other people's culture. When we learn them and we find out how exciting and what other families are doing, what other cultures are doing, what other communities are doing, that it inspires us. It doesn't make us sad or envious, but we absorb all of that, and we are excited about that hopefully that new information and that new education will inspire not only our own culture, but excite us as individuals and inspire us. So I'm excited about what you're doing. And then you also are very traveled lady. So I know you're going to be bringing a whole lot of different experiences to our children that are going to be a part of that program. So this is very innovative work that you're doing, and very creative work that you're doing. And we're so glad that you have taken the time to really strategize about this particular program and what you want to do for this summer for our children. Now, I want to ask, take this moment to ask, your program, Mika, is there still time for enrollment?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And tell us how to get connected.
So if you are interested in enrolling in our program for July, you can visit our website at www.globalgateways.org. And there's a tab at the top that says 2021 Literacy, Language, and Culture Camp. And you can go there and fill out the application, get more information about the program. We have a schedule of what's going to happen from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. When you come to pick your child up. So you can visit our website for more information.
Now, give me that website again.
www.globalgateways.org.
Okay. And I want to say, too, because I heard you say nonprofit. So, look, I always know how, the nonprofits need that support. We don't do it alone. And so this is a great opportunity if you are a business or organization or a foundation or a grantor, and you're looking for a great organization to support. I want you to call up Global Gateways and Miss Reed and talk to her about her program. And I'm sure she'll take $100 and she'll take $100,000. And so
all of that in between, yes.
And all of that in between.
And I do want to say we have some amazing community people that have reached out and sponsored kids for the program. We have some amazing community partners, United Way, Kellogg Foundation, the Women's Fund, and I'm forgetting one. Oh, goodness. I know. But we've had some amazing partners to help us make sure that this camp happens this summer.
And this is a great partnership, too, for women's church organizations, your women's ministries. We have some very large congregations throughout the city of Jackson. I want, for those of you who are listening that are part of your leadership at your church, this is a great organization and a great leader for you to support her work. And I just want you to reach out and share this particular project at globalgateways.org. If you have some dollars that you want to fund and sponsor some young people and some great work, please reach out to her to do that. Also, Ms. Miller, of course, the YMCA is year-round, and so how can parents get engaged? I know that when I used to have my very, very young grandchildren at the Y, that there was a membership that they could tap into. Tell us about how parents can get engaged with the Y in their particular area.
Yes, we do offer membership. traditionally people think about the Y as being the health and fitness facilities. We are a membership organization. So grandparents too, if you've got your grandchildren with you this summer, join under a grandparent family plan, and your grandchildren can come with you and make some wonderful summer memories with grandma and grandpa and the grandkids, having a blast at our pools or just in our parks and areas around the facilities. So you can visit our website at metroymcams.org. That's metroymcams like Mississippi.org.
And I want to say too about that grandparents plan. Also, sometimes even with the grandparents that maybe not full-time working grandparents like myself, is they're always looking, how do I engage my children during the summer, or even how can I contribute to my children's summer success? By engaging with one of these memberships, not only there's an activity that you can do together with your children, but even if you say, hey, I want to purchase a membership for my child and my children, for them to be able to engage. We know sometimes around COVID, we have parents who are just getting back to work, and those who may be still not working. So when a grandparent is able to sponsor this type of activity that just keeps giving back month after month after month, not just for the summer, that is a wonderful way for parents to empower their children, empower the lives of their families. And for those of us grandparents who can, I suggest you use this as a tool to make sure that you uplift your children and your family in such a healthy way. Because with these family plans, you're empowering the kids who go and they get the physical activity, they get the mental health, and then you have the parents. So a lot of us need to lose a few pounds or get the heart stronger, or just stretch a little bit, maybe with yoga classes or going and swimming or learning how to swim. All of those particular things. So it is a great opportunity all the way around. And as they always say, a gift that will keep on giving in so many diverse ways, with the very diverse programming that the Metro YMCA has in place. So I want to invite you to go to metroymcams.org, Metro, metroymcams.org, and find out about all the great opportunities, not only the summer programs that are in place, but how can you make sure that this type of empowerment continues even past this summer. So that's a great affordable opportunity for families to be able to engage in and be part of, and to meet new families. It's a great way to meet new families that you all can build relationships together. You never know, there may be a family right from your community that are engaging at the Y. And what a great opportunity for you to develop a relationship that you all to work together. We know it's all about relationships. During COVID, I think one of the most impactful things that was really grounded for me was the relationships that I had built before COVID became really alive for me during COVID. It was the folks who called us and say, what are you doing? How are your kids doing? I'm doing this with my kid. I'll be willing to pick up why don't we do this together? Why don't we do a skating party together? Or why don't we go camping together? Those are the types of relationships that really sustained a lot of families, really strengthened a lot of families, and kept them whole during one of the most horrific times in our country. So what a great opportunity to develop new relationships by reaching out to the local YMCA and find out what other families are doing and how can you engage with other families. And the Greater Jackson Arts Council, which is the tremendous art arm of our city and doing things throughout our state. Sabrina, tell us, how can we get connected with the programming that's going on this summer?
Well, we have partnered with the Greater Jackson Arts Council now more than ever. We're in our 40th year. We're getting ready to celebrate, Ms. Willie, in October. Right. So we're really focusing on collaboration and facilitating. Mm-hmm. Greater Jackson Arts Council has been around for 40 years, and we've done great at facilitating, great opportunities opportunities throughout the city of Jackson. In fact, we perfected it in such a way where we've been able to get all kinds of cultural experiences happening all the way from Latino Fest to Rhythm and Blues Fest to neighborhood associations being able to do their own projects within their neighborhoods. And from Shamika Reed, we've supported local artists, up and coming artists, new artists that are coming out of high schools from Power APAC. All, you name it, we've done it. And so we've expanded our reach to look at how do we partner better. I like what you said, Ms. Willie, about how COVID taught us how important relationship building is. And the ones that we've had before COVID, we want to make sure that they know that we want to continue to be their great partners, and how do we partner better going forward. But then we also wanted to expand our reach and know that we needed to be everything for the entire community. We needed to look at what culture was like, and not just art itself, not just painting, not just arts and crafts, and not just, we wanted to know that the parents that have 7 kids at home that can't figure out how, and there 3 of them are in middle school and 2 of them are in elementary school, and the chaotic schedules that they would have to manage, and how we can help them with the mental health part of that, and what stress relievers we could provide to them. And so we have been discovering all of those types of things, and how we do that is this year, to your question, we figured that we needed to just really focus in on our JPS relationship. JPS is an exciting school district because it has so many kids that are, and families that it is so connected to. The institution itself has been good to our community, and we as partners have to continue to be good to the institution and to the families that it serves. And so we decided that we wanted to be so ingrained in what JPS was doing and what their outlook is, because they know what their students are suffering from, what their families are connected to. And I'm so glad that they're thinking very smart and creative and saying, hey, community partners, we want you guys to come in with your expertise and your skills to support how we bridge this gap with this loss of learning and the loss of connection that our families have had. And we at Greater Jackson Arts Council are excited to take that charge. So we're encouraging every family. It is not too late. If your kid is you really wanting to get your kid interacting with the community, it's just not summer school as usual this year. It is interaction summer school. We need you to sign your kid up for summer school, get them there to the bus stop so that they can get there. Transportation is provided, meals are provided, and these extra activities from organizations like myself and Shamika Reed and others will be provided for them as an extra tool from the community standpoint. And we're here to support. Greater Jackson Arts Council is constantly thinking about how we can include this into a year-round program, not just a summer program. So we're not a one and done with JPS families. We want to be a part of your family and your family growth. And so you can find us on our website, and you can just go to JPS website and get involved in the summer camps and all the activities that they have going on, and we will be there. We're taking 30 elementary students, 30 middle school students, 30 high school students, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so that we can be a part of this great opportunity to support our families coming back online and winning this season. We need some wins. We need some real wins in our community. And so we want to be there. And we've called all of our partners from Visit Jackson to Federal Arms that we have in connections, because, Ms. Willie, I wanted to say this because I was on a panel a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't realize this. There are some communities in states that are not providing these type of opportunities for their public schools. Public schools, this is at the request of the district levels. The leaders there are deciding that they want to provide these. All of those CARES Act fundings that each one of the cities and communities are getting, they get to decide how they spend them. Our community has decided that they want to make sure that our kids are being enriched and they have this gap in interaction with the larger community that will help them be motivated towards learning. We know that it's a long journey, but they're committed to it. I have a community that was begging for these types of programs, are now having to fundraise in a very difficult fundraising environment for these. Is really admirable of them to be supported, to be committed to that. But for our community to have a arm in a district and an institution that sees the value of giving those types of funds to this extra education, I think needs to be applauded, and I think it also needs to be supported by partners in a larger community.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you're able to share that today and let people know what's available and what communities are doing. What is it? I don't. What song that says we're doing it for ourselves? I can't think of the singer who sung that. But that's what communities are doing all over this state, and it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news. And so I want to invite you all to go to the jps.com website, and there's a list. You can click summer camp programs, and that information will be there. Also, our friends at Jackson Free Press done a recent article highlighting all of the summer programs that are available. So go to Jackson Free Press, and I think you can Google that and do a search, and that will come up also. As immediately after we finish our podcast too, we'll be posting up and posting out on our Facebook and social media pages all of these opportunities for you to be able to access also. And we'll try to get maybe even a page up on our womenforprogress.net. Womenforprogress.net website is worth it, because gosh, the rest of these exciting things that we've been talking about today, oh my goodness, parents can you touch a button and say, let's do this, and this. I love those choices that folks have. Now, Tundra, you mentioned the Mississippi Book Festival and some other activities you gave us, which was really, really great. But tell us how we can get connected to the Mississippi Book Festival that's going to come up. I think you mentioned August.
August 21st.
Okay.
August 21st.
Okay.
Yes. The Mississippi Book Festival will be happening. Everything that you've expected in years past with the book festival, as far as Authors Alley, having the panel discussions, buying one of your favorite books and maybe having it signed, all of those things you can expect for the Mississippi Book Festival. So August 21st this year.
And what
Saturday.
is that website also?
It's Mississippi Book Festival.
MississippiBookFestival.com.
Okay.
MississippiBookFestival.com. And every year I have not attended that festival recently. But every year I see all the wonderful. I will see you there, lady, with my son. I will see you there, on.
And bring your grandchildren, because it is really a family friendly festival.
Yeah.
And when I talk about day trips, you can really spend a day.
Yeah.
You can really spend a day. You can, if it's a young author or a children's book, a YA book, you can enjoy that with your grandchild, and then you can go and enjoy a panel. We'll have food vendors, and so you can have lunch on the lawn. It's just really a great family fun day. Yeah. And to have it right here in central Mississippi, right there, is just a great thing. And I want to add two more little quick things.
Sure, please.
One, when you think about the activities that you're doing with your child, think about their friends that may not have opportunities to do those things. Involve them. If you've had a child who likes to go in the room, shut the door, and you're thinking they're not being really social, they're not, they're really kind of closing themselves in, let them know, hey, invite your friend to come with us. Invite your friend to come with us on a day trip. What you do is drive. They'll have a whole conversation in the back and just listen. So all those things that maybe you were thinking was going on or was not going on, they will let you know that, you know what, Mama, I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm social. I'm with my friends. So make sure you're doing it. The other thing I want to add is Shamika. Look what I got on today, girl.
Yes.
You see? I said, I'm wearing my bracelet today, and I wear it often, and people ask me about it. I will say a shameless plug for Shamika. Mm-hmm. This is one of the best quality bracelets I have purchased. And she knows how long ago I got it. And it still looks like I just bought it from her. So shameless plug to Shamika for her quality products.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I think the website is shoptwi.com. Is that right, Shamika?
Yes, that's another one of that's why I call myself a serial entrepreneur. That's a business that birthed out of a trip that I made to Africa and made a connection there, and have been in contact and working with some of the ladies from Africa for years now, for a couple of years.
Yeah. And if you're looking for a really unique gift to give a friend or to give yourself, I do recommend shottwi.com. The colors are amazing. The type of all the different type products that she has there have their own unique character, and the colors of the different things that she uses for the jewelry. And I know there's a whole story behind that, and we're going to have you back again, Mika, to talk about that. But it's all part of her travels. There's a story behind that too. So when we talk about global gateways, that's exciting that she has created this other nonprofit to be able to share, to extend that capacity to share the cultures from other countries and other places that are so intertwined in our own lives. So go to shottwi.com. And another great source for when you're talking to your kids this summer, when they go to that website, they're going to experience a new culture. So have them go there, and if they're looking for some birthday gifts for their friends or their buddies or girlfriends, that is a great place for them to go and be able to get affordable, amazing, unique gifts. shottwi.com. Well, ladies, you all have just been blown me away. I am so excited about all the amazing opportunities. We started this conversation today about creative summers for youth. Creative summers for youth. Our goal today was to share inspiration, ideas, resources, connect the dots for parents around how we need to engage our children and the why. And we talked about a lot of needs that many parents may not have been thinking about around our children, and how to do that and how to engage with each other. How to build supportive communities for each other. We talked about that today. How to make sure that we are reaching out as parents and being able to share our stories, share our concerns, and be able to connect with each other to make sure that we all, as someone said today on the program, that we all win, okay? That we all win, that we all cross the finish line, that we all get a ribbon for success. And that's what this conversation has been about today. So I hope you have written down a couple of things that you plan on doing with your child this summer, a couple of activities you'd like to enroll with your child this summer, and also mainly that you wrote down some activities you would like to share with your neighbor, you share with another mother, you share with another business owner, and help us empower each other and make sure that we keep this thing going. And that we, even though we're still in the midst of COVID, I want to remind folks we still got to be careful with our children. Some of us are still too young to get the vaccines, so we still got some issues there. We want to make sure that we're going to be meeting with each other and still in a little larger groups than we have been, because it's the summer and because we want to reunions and all types of things that are going on. We as women getting out and doing the outside yoga, and we're traveling. I'm doing a little vacation at the end of the month that I'm just tickled to death with my girlfriends about. We're going to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we're going to be hugging each other, but we've already said, have you got your vaccine? Have you got your vaccine? So we are so excited to be vaccinated. We're going to be come in hand with our cards, so we can share with each other, so we can feel comfortable sitting and dining with each other, sharing our stories together, empowering each other, and make sure that we're traveling safely together. So I just want to say that if you have not gotten your vaccine, we at Women for Progress do not tell people what to do, but we try to share information. We want you to say we have not gotten out of this thing. COVID has not gone away. We are still in the midst of a pandemic. And we want to just ask you, as you begin your summer, is to make sure that you get your shots, that everybody who's eligible in your family, please make sure that they do so. I want you to really reach out to the real information. Make sure you go into websites to get good information that is not something that's a rumor, that has really been information that has been set in stone and have been researched thoroughly. And then talk to your doctors, talk to your medical professionals, your RNs, your women that are running amazing clinics over the city of Jackson and the state of Mississippi. Reach out to your church groups who are also sharing information. And then those of you who are going to work every day, ask your employer, what information do you have that you can share with employers, the employees in your staff, about good information about what they need to do around COVID and around vaccines. We want folks to be safe. We want to stay safe. We want to have a great summer, and then in the fall we want to keep this thing moving. We don't want to go backwards, and that can still happen to us. So let's work as a community. Let's make sure that this idea of vaccinations is not just an individual thing. It's not. When I made the choice many months, I think I might have been the first one waiting in line on the phone to get my appointment and saying, checking the website every day. When can I get in? When can I get in? And fortunately, I was a woman of a certain age, so I was in that earlier age group too. So it's so important for us. When I thought about getting my shots, I knew I was going to be moving. I'm a businesswoman. I have grandchildren. I have staff that I have a responsibility for in my company. I knew I was going to be moving within my church groups. And I said, I wanted to be vaccinated because I want to keep myself safe. I want to keep my family safe. I want to keep my friends safe. And I want to be part of a community that work together to be safe. And so I just want us to, when we make that decision to vaccinate or not to vaccinate, please be reminded that this is not an individual choice. It's a community choice. It's part of the community that we live in, and we all have a responsibility for that community. And so thank you so much. I know that many of you have health issues where you can't get vaccinated. Make sure you continue to be safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Make sure you limit on where you are so you can stay healthy. But those of us who can and are willing and understand the process and have received good information, I ask you to go out today. Right now, you don't have to make an appointment. You can just drive up to the health clinics and facility. Jackson Hines Comprehensive Health, they have locations all over the city, in many areas of the state that you can drive up and get that shot. You can go to your local health department. There's many clinics that's available that you can drive up and get your shot. So it's just wide open for us. And let's just take this opportunity to be empowered and to be healthy. Thank you so much for supporting the Working Woman Report programming brought to you by the Women for Progress Radio Network. Remind you again, our website at womenforprogressradio.com. And I forgot, and then we're going to close. We have a new podcast coming tomorrow at noontime. Get your brown bag, mark the time slot, 12 to 1 o'clock right here. The financial educator, Miss Frances Smith Dean, one of the most incredible women around investing and teaching women specifically about how to invest in the stock market. A lot of us think you got to have $100,000, $200,000. She's going to show you how to take $10, $25. She wants you to look at what you need to be looking at your surroundings and how you need to invest your money. A lot of times we women are always working for money. We're working for the money, as they say. But how do we now make money work for us? Those of you who got a few gray hairs like I am, you want to know how to make the money work for you, okay? So you can limit the amount of those strands that you get in your head, okay? So tune in tomorrow from 12 to 1 on this same Facebook page, and of course on our womenforprogressradio.com page. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Thanks all of our guests, all of you great and powerful women for having the conversation with me today and being so great. You have a wonderful, wonderful week and a wonderful, wonderful summer. Thank you. And that's it for today. Thank you.
Thank you.